What's happening, everybody? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, Urban Meyer is at it again. That was the tweet I put out yesterday because Urban Meyer, who is now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was the former head coach of Ohio State and Florida, the three-time national champion at the college level, will take the new head coaching job as at the Jacksonville Jaguars, has hired a strength and conditioning coach who has been accused of being a racist, right? like this is about a Urban Meyer type of stuff that you can get to. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and I'm gonna get to that what I mean by that a little bit later. But Urban Meyer has hired a man by the name of Chris Doyle. Chris Doyle was the strength and conditioning coach at the University of Iowa from 1999 until 2020. He's been the strength and conditioning coach at Iowa for what's that, 21 years? He was the strength and conditioning coach at Iowa for 21 years. And the reason why he left Iowa is because a number of black players came out and said that he bullied them, came out and said that he was racist, came out and said that he just said a lot of disparaging comments and all kinds of stuff towards them while they were at the University of Iowa. It wasn't just like one player, it was a number of players, but one player in particularly said that he actually quit football because of the treatment from Chris Doyle. And a lot of players came out and said the Iowa program, it was a big story. The Iowa program, from the strength and conditioning coach on down, a lot of them were just very racist to the black players and said the black and white players are treated vastly different. And so this man, he was placed on administrative leave, and then Iowa ultimately fired him. Right? They ultimately fired him after an investigation. So that means they must have found something. They ultimately fired him, and they wanted him to go away so bad that they actually paid him over a year's salary, 15 months to be exact, 15 months worth of salary to go away, which is in excess over $1 million. So they paid him over $1 million, $1.1 million to go away because of what they found in their investigation. Remember, we always on this platform, the Black Boss channel, we're still always innocent until proven guilty. When you have a number of players, especially black players, saying that this guy's racist, 9 times out of 10, where there's smoke, there's fire, but you're always innocent until proven guilty. And so Iowa placed the man on administrative leave in June 9th of 2020. By June 14th of 2020, they had fired him. 5 days later, they had fired him. They had found enough evidence in that investigation to get rid of him, and to make sure he didn't sue or anything. They said, look, we could just go ahead, because his salary was $800,000 a year. Like, we're going to pay you your salary plus 3 months, give you your benefits, a year plus 3 months to go away, because our players are saying you're racist, and it's something in this investigation backs them and not you. Because he came out and denied that all of that stuff wasn't true, but it said our investigation backs the players, not you. So go away, and here's $1 million to do it. They paid the man $1 million to go away. And so now in 2021, February 2021, all of that went down in June of 2020, not that long ago. In February 2021, now that Urban Meyer is the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he hires this man, Chris Doyle, to be the head strength and conditioning coach of an NFL team. So this man gets fired and levels up. I mean, only like, when it comes to the workforce in football, especially professional football, it's only white men that can get fired and level up. We saw with Cliff Kingsbury, he couldn't win anything. He had the greatest quarterback mankind's ever seen, potentially, in Patrick Mahomes, and he couldn't win more than like 6 games. And he got fired from Texas Tech and leveled up and got the Cardinals job. We see this man get fired for being a racist. An investigation was held and found that he did or said something over the course of years, right? And the Iowa program had a whole bunch of racists in it over the course of years. And he gets fired and gets the head strength and conditioning coach in sunny Jacksonville, Florida, for an NFL team. I mean, it's incredible. Only white men can do that. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But let's talk about Urban Meyer. Why this is significant? Well, one, because he hired an open racist. Like it's out there. Like literally, like we can pull up several articles and several testimonies and several statements from players that were in the Iowa program over the last 20 years about how this man made disparaging racial remarks towards them and how this man treated white players different than black players. Like it's out there. It's all out there. Out of all of the people, not just black men, but there's 1 million strength and conditioning gym fitness people in the country. There's 100,000 of them that are qualified to be the head strength and conditioning coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And out of all of these people, Urban Meyer decides to hire the guy with the checkered past. He decides to hire a guy in a league that's 70% black, with a team that's probably right on par with league average, 70% black. He decides to hire the guy that's been convicted, essentially, of being a racist. That's who Urban Meyer decided to hire. That's who Urban Meyer essentially decides to hire, a man who has been convicted after an investigation of being an open racist. I mean, are you serious? Like, we can't, and this is not a story anywhere. Like, this is not a big story anywhere. I had to talk about it because it's like laughable. It is laughable. It is laughable. Urban Meyer says, we vetted the process, and I've known this man for 20 years, and I can assure you we're not going to have those same problems here in Jacksonville. And maybe you won't. Maybe you won't have those same problems in Jacksonville. The man knows he just got a break from somebody. He just got a break because he leveled up. Got fired and leveled up. He gets to get out of cold Iowa and move down to sunny Jacksonville, Florida, probably get an upgrade in salary and got an upgrade in job. I've known this man for 20 years, and I can assure you he's one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the country. And maybe he is. Maybe he's really good at his job. But is that worth bringing into your locker room and potentially sabotaging your locker room before you ever get started? To me, it's not. To me, it's not. Because if I'm a player in Jacksonville, why in the hell are we bringing this guy in? There's a million other qualified candidates. There's a million other candidates we could have brought in to be the head strength and conditioning coach of Jacksonville. A million, like literally a million. You guys don't have to believe me. This is the truth. This is what's happening in the NFL right in front of our eyes. I'm reading this article from ESPN. It says on June 14th, it was announced Doyle was out at Iowa. Doyle, who was the nation's highest paid strength and conditioning coach at $800,000 annually, received 15-month salary, roughly $1.1 million. He and his family were awarded benefits until he found a new job. That's how bad they wanted him out. That's how bad they wanted him out. Corner Greg Mabin is the only former Iowa player on the Jaguars roster, says he played for the Hawkeyes from 2014 to 2016 and responded to the June 5th tweets. So those are the tweets about dudes being racist, about the Iowa program. This is what the guy who used to play at Iowa. He said, quote, we appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate the opportunities that Iowa program brought us, but I do hope bringing these issues to light can stimulate positive change, because he knew that this man was racist. He knew that there were racists within the Iowa program. And that's who Urban Meyer decides to hire. He don't pluck an assistant from Ohio State. And let's talk about some of his, and this is why this is not surprising. For those of you who don't know, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. For those of you who don't know why this decision is not surprising to people like me and people who follow football and people who know about Urban Meyer's past. Urban Meyer was the head coach at Ohio State, and they were good. They were so good. Like, so good. National champions in the first year of the college football playoff, consistently won 10, 11, 12 games a year. I think his win percentage at Ohio State was like 88%. It's like 88% over the course of like 7, 8 years. He was amazing. He was amazing. He was so good at Ohio State. But during his course at Ohio State, and essentially what led him to retire from football, yeah, they're going to say his health issues, and I think health issues played a factor. But one of the biggest reasons why Urban Meyer left Ohio State was because he covered up a domestic violence case. One of his coaches on his staff, Urban Meyer's staff, his name was Zachary Smith, was literally beating up his wife, allegedly. He was beating up his wife, and Urban Meyer knew about it. Urban Meyer's wife knew about it, and Urban never reported it to the police or to the university, and he kept Zach on his staff. He kept Zachary Smith on his staff. That's why. And once all of that came to light, because Zach's wife used to contact Urban's wife, and Urban's wife worked for the university and told Urban, And Urban didn't do anything and kept Zach on his staff and played it cool like nothing ever happened. And he did these interviews or whatever, he gave these little BS apologies. No. And so what ended up happening essentially is that all the pressure from covering up this domestic violence finally caught up to him, and he went ahead and retired. And Ohio State had a good succession plan in Ryan Day. So that's why him hiring a racist strength and conditioning coach doesn't surprise a lot of people, because Urban Meyer has a sketchy past. As good of a football coach he has a very, very sketchy past. We know about all the stuff that happened in Florida, all the criminals they had on his football team in Florida. And then he gets to Ohio State and covers up domestic violence. And now you hire a racist strength and conditioning coach? Like there ain't a million other qualified coaches, strength and conditioning coaches. It's wild, man. Urban, but people deal with it because he wins football games. He's a really good football coach. He's really good at what he does. And Jacksonville will deal with it because they think he'll come there and win them a bunch of football games. But we have to see. Hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave your comments down below of Urban Meyer's very questionable hire of a openly known racist as his strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Chris Doyle. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr., the Black Boss channel. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.